Hello and welcome to another fabulous edition of Five Things Friday. As most of you will know, I'm Alex, the founder of the Retail Podcast. I spend my time helping retailers or brands that sell to retailers remain relevant and stay as thought leaders in the retail industry. And I'm joined by my wonderful and amazing co-host.
Hi, I'm Alex. I work for Business France, the French Trade Commission in London, and I spend my time helping French retail tech companies expanding in the UK and British retailers helping innovative retail tech solutions.
That's fantastic. So we've got 5 things already lined up for you. We're not going to waste your time. We're going to jump straight in and talk about...
Carrefour has just launched Store Me Up. So it's a new brand accelerator focused on in-store AI. So what this is about, it's about they are looking for 5 startups that have a concrete and high impact solutions for the shop floor, not just concepts, but tech that can actually be tested and integrated right away. So what type of innovations they are looking at? They want augmented store staff, computer vision, robotics, and next-gen checkout. What's in it for the selected startups? So the selected startups will have access to a live pilot in-store, access to Carrefour data, tailored mentoring from retail experts, and a direct link to their VC fund dashboard. Startups can apply until the 15th of December on their website directly, and if you go on this LinkedIn post. And Alex, if you just want to play the video, this is where you will find all the information, and they have the link directly on their LinkedIn post where you can access the application form. And the reason why I wanted to discuss this today is what I find really interesting is the bigger shift it reflects. More and more retailers are now building their own innovation teams or lab teams, and they are not just relying on third parties to scout for startups, but they are investing on their own internal capabilities to run open innovation from within. So it's a real sign that innovation is no longer just a side project, but a core part of how they operate and stay competitive.
I remember seeing the World Retail Congress, and we went to Carrefour because it was in Paris. We went to the Store of the Future. It was just before the Olympics. So they had all of and last year's focus was accessibility, and they had all of the accessibility startup partners. And the only reason I mention that is they don't just talk about trying to integrate these startups into their Carrefour stores. They actually do. And I was there and I witnessed it. So I was like, that's fantastic. Because a lot of time these innovation teams, they do so much. They take the startup through so much. And, it doesn't end up in a store. But whereas I physically saw with my own eyes these startups and I forget the store, but it's by the Olympic Village near in Paris, wherever the Olympics were.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the second topic for today is La Redoute. So La Redoute is turning inspiration into action, literally. They have done a partnership with the agency Marcel and Pinterest, and they have launched a new digital campaign called Switch to La Redoute. So it uses AI to analyze users' Pinterest boards, mood boards, wish lists, or favorites, and it recommends matching La Redoute interior products to shop, all without leaving the Pinterest platform. So I find this is a clever use of data and AI to personalize the shopping experience in the visual space. So for the numbers, over 4 million products were added to La Redoute wish list last year. And Pinterest has seen an 85% increase in clicks on product pins in France. So it's showing a real appetite for this type of integration. And it's more than just a campaign. What is really interesting here is how brands are embedding commerce directly into discovery platforms. So La Redoute is capitalizing on visual search and AI to meet consumers at the moment of inspiration and convert it instantly. It reflects a growing trend, and for retailers, that means rethinking not just where they sell, but how they guide people from an idea to checkout all in one place.
I love it. I mean, I love Pinterest. I love they do their annual trends. Just tells me how untrendy I am. But anyway, moving on. So I have it's not doom and gloom, but it's something that is rife across the whole of Europe. And there's this article in Euro News talking about the latest statistics from the Retail Institute in Germany, about how how theft is still a big thing. But when Euronews article, when they went into retail inventory losses when retailers were going through this, they sort of looked at the key areas. I think people sometimes always think it's organized crime that is part of the problem. But as you can see here, yes, that there is organizational, that it falls into lots of different areas. The other sort of key interesting data point that they had was obviously food retail is the highest. And in Germany, there was 5 billion in loss across all categories, but food still being the higher, which from a societal perspective, it's really sad because that's the cost of living crisis and some of the other elements. But also reporting fell, which isn't because crime has fell, is because sometimes reporting, so the numbers could be a lot higher, but people have sort of felt, oh, is it worth reporting the theft or what has happened? Which again, having heard some of the retailer stories and retail worker stories in the UK and some of the horror that they have to face, sometimes they just aren't reporting it. And in Germany, in this specific case, the reported cases were lower. But there is an increase in security budgets and people are still investing in technology to solve the problem. If you're interested in and want to read the report itself, it's on the EHI Retail Institute main page. It's really good because this is real live data from retailers in Germany. But I think this nicely leads into what you were going to talk about, Alex, in RFID.
Yes, definitely. Many technologies can help with theft, and we see a lot of companies working with computer vision, which is, I think, the main one, but RFID can also help with that. The news I wanted to share today is about the brand Kiabi. So they have announced that they are rolling out RFID technology across more than 450 of its stores in Europe. So Kiabi, for those who don't know this brand, it's a French family favorite fashion brand that has been founded back in 1978. And despite being a long established name, it's not standing still. So this latest move really marked a major phase in its digital transformation. So they are modernizing their stores. RFID is going to help them with the stock accuracy, to optimize the online order fulfillment, reduce theft, faster checkouts, better inventory visibility, and a stronger omnichannel performance in general. The most important, I think, here is to stay competitive, because while other legacy French fashion retailers like Camaïeu, André have struggled or even closed their shops recently, Kiabi here is showing how an historic brand can stay relevant by investing in technology and embracing omnichannel strategies. So it's a good reminder that heritage alone isn't enough. We can say that with M&S as well, for example. It's about the willingness to modernize, test, and scale innovation that separates, the historic brands and the ones that are innovating.
RFID, for those of us who've been in the industry a while, we've seen the complete cycle of it's too expensive, it doesn't work, it's too complicated, our stores are too big, we have to deploy too many antennas. And I have to give full credit to Decathlon for this, because I think they were the first major retailer across Europe to have the RFID bins, which now you go into Zara, you can see them, and people are just, there's this better experience through having RFID that I think all of the old world arguments of no, we can't do. I mean, it's gone. And I think a heritage brand like this moving along with the times is the right thing to see. And it's quite a significant rollout with 450 stores. So that's great. And that sort of nicely leads us into our final element. For those that may have watched one of my early videos in, God knows, around 2022, just before lockdown, I thought, was that 2020? Anyway, I went into an Amazon store. So in Spitalfields, you may know, Alex, and you may have had your hair done there, is the Amazon Beauty Salon. I had my hair cut there, and they, interestingly enough, had a digital display with products that you could lift. Then the product information will be broadcast. The exact same unit that I'm looking at here, which is a really interesting commentary on Amazon's approach to innovation. They are using Europe as a playground, as a playground for innovation, to learn from different countries. Like in Spain, they launched with their grocery and home delivery and all of the Amazon Fresh stuff in under an hour to under hour deliveries was all launched in Spain. In the UK, they obviously have so many different innovations around recycle, reuse, and having the Amazon Recycle Reuse store. And now here we have, this was actually in February this year, they launched their Amazon perfume and beauty. I want to try and say the Italian version in Milan city center. But I think this is testament to Amazon's continual foothold in retail in the physical world. In the UK, we had them launch their Fresh stores, then they sort of withdrew and closed some, and people were like, oh, Amazon are leaving. They're not leaving anywhere. They are just getting started, and they are constantly experimenting with innovation. And this, in my mind, is another way in one of the biggest growth categories across the globe, beauty, how Amazon is coming into physical. And obviously, if you're in Milan, if you get a chance, please let us know what the store is like. I'd love to know. Okay, well, that brings us nicely to the end of the show. Alex, until next week, I look forward to speaking to you and the rest of the Five Things Friday community then.
Thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure.